Hi, Mark here. I thought I'd take a moment to recap the live stream that we did last week. So, had a small technical issue being the first live stream. The live stream went well; it went great. We covered a lot of things. However, me having a 5K monitor meant that a lot of the text that was very small was very, very hard to read. So, I just wanted to do this recap video so we could kind of highlight, what we're trying to achieve with this automation, like where we are, and essentially just click through all of the modules so you can see all of the workings, a little bit more clearly than you could on the live stream last week. So the scenario we have for this live stream is that we are essentially trying to recreate the same functionality as Buffer. So Buffer will schedule your social media posts at the time intervals that you specify, and we want to create that for ourselves. And the reason I'm doing this is because I've been thinking about a number of different SaaS tools that I could create. Being from a marketing background, a lot of that means ending up posting stuff out onto social media. And if I were to create a SaaS tool, then I can't expect the customer to have a Buffer subscription as well. I want to build that into the product. And plus, for anybody, it just saves on a subscription if you're using Buffer. The reason we use a tool like Buffer is because we don't want to post all of our social media content all in one go. So say we've got 10 pieces of content. We don't do all in one go because that'll just get flagged as spam and you're likely to get your account banned because a human couldn't post that frequently. So we want to space our social media apart. So just to kind of show you kind of where we're at then. So the scenario is that we post some social media, we post a blog onto our website, and immediately once that post is published, we go away and create social media for that post to promote that post. So now I've already created a video on how to do this. I'll show it on the screen right here, so you can go away and look at that. But essentially, I'm just monitoring via a webhook when a post is published, and when it is, it starts an automation to create the social post. So in this automation, I'm just simulating that happening. So I'm just saying, this is the Crypto News website. This is my demo kind of site for this. Whoops. So I'm just simulating the fact that we've posted this, and essentially the webhook would normally just go and get past the URL of that post. And again, I just have to set this variable as the URL so that I can use it later on in the automation. That information would just generally come from this webhook. So these two are just to set up, simulate the posting of a blog post. Then I go ahead and pass the HTML that comes from getting the post. So I go and grab the URL of that post, and then I get all of the content in here. I'll show you, which is full of HTML, and I strip out all this HTML with these two modules. So one is a regular expression, which just grabs the content between the heading tag and the footer. And also this one just uses this strip HTML function to strip out any of the remaining HTML that's not at the bottom or the top of the article. I then go ahead and message my Crypto Eagle LinkedIn social media assistant. So I've trained this social media assistant to write LinkedIn posts, but particularly for the crypto space. And the message I've sent to this agent is to create a LinkedIn post for the following article, and I send it the stripped article content, the content that's got no HTML, basically just the text content at this point. So I should mention that all of my agents and all of these blueprints, so you can go ahead and download these automations and download the agents from my school community. So you can head over to this URL to go and sign up to our school community, where you can get access to all of this stuff. Okay, so once that's done, we're using Airtable to store the tweets, or sorry, not the tweets, the LinkedIn posts that are scheduled and ready to go. So it looks a little bit like this at the moment. So we've got a LinkedIn field, which is the LinkedIn post itself. So this is what the post will look like when it goes live. Oh, I should scroll down a bit, actually, so you can see it all. So this is what the post will look like. when it gets posted. And then we've got essentially the time that we want to schedule that to take place. And we also have the URL of the article itself. We have the publish time. So when we have posted it, the time it got posted, and then we've got a little drop down here so we can go ahead and approve the post before it gets posted onto social media. So what we're wanting to happen here with this automation is that it goes ahead and it will search that database for all of the posts that we have scheduled. So it'll put it in date time order. It'll return them all. Well, I've got 100,000 there just to make sure that we're getting all of the posts that are in the database. We then have to go and put, so basically this gives it to you in bundles. So you get like a bundle for each of the posts that have been scheduled, or each of the posts that have been scheduled, and you put it into an array so we can kind of work with it a little bit more easily, because what we want to do is we want to get the latest post time. So now that we've sorted them in order, we're going to go ahead and grab the very last post, essentially. So we can see this array's got 6 items in it. So we're just going ahead and going to the 6th item, and we're going to go and grab the time of that article. It needs to get posted. And then we can go ahead and create a record. So we create a new record in the database or in Airtable in 15 minutes after the latest date. So in here, we're going to go and post the article URL. We're going to go ahead and post the time that we want that to be posted. So we're adding 15 minutes to the time that we've got from the previous module, which is the last, the latest time that's already in the database. And then the result is the post that we want to post to LinkedIn on the social media. So that's like what we expect to happen and what we hope will happen. So I'll go ahead and run this automation. So this is like essentially getting the LinkedIn post scheduled. So I'll run that through. Great. And if I go into the database now, we can just see that this one here got created at the bottom. And it looked at the time. The last time was 5:30. So it's set it for 5:45, 15 minutes after the last one. And it's added in the URL and this is the LinkedIn post that it created here. That's what will get posted to LinkedIn when the time's right. So talking about the time's right, this second automation watches for when it watches essentially for any change in Airtable. So it watches for, oh no, actually, sorry, I take it back. We didn't do a watch in the end. We did a search record. So in order for us to get a post every 15 minutes, you just run this automation every 15 minutes and check whether check if there's a date in the past and if it's the oldest post, basically. So we're going out and grabbing the latest or the first post that we need to publish in the database. So again, we're sorting it into order, and this time we're just pulling back one. We don't want to accidentally have a situation where we've got loads of posts that are set in the past, and then we end up posting like 10, and that'll give us the same problem that we had before. We're posting too many at once. So we just return one. We just return one result from here. So we're saying using this formula here, which is an Airtable formula, search the database where the status column shows as approved. And then we basically continue to run the automation if it finds any results. So if it doesn't find any results, we've got this filter in here that says, is the total, so this total number of bundles. So this is like how many bundles it returned. So we're asking only to return one result. So there's one bundle there. But if that bundle was 0 because there's nothing in there, then do not bother running the rest of the automation. There'll be nothing to post. And then we have the LinkedIn module here, which takes the LinkedIn post and also adds read more and then adds the URL to the bottom of the post. So we'll get the post that's been written by ChatGPT and then the link to the article, to link to the post itself. And then we'll update Airtable to show that the the post has been published, and this is the time that it got published. So we just set that to now. So there's a special variable within make, which you can go ahead and just select now, and it'll add the date time now that it was published. So you can see exactly when that post went out onto social media. So what we'll do is, just to demonstrate this, is we'll take this post here that we've added, and we'll say this one's published. Sorry, we won't say it's published. We'll say it's approved. And this automation will be running every 15 minutes or so, but I'll run it now. It found a post. And if we go ahead and look in here, we can see that it's changed the status to publish. If we go over to my LinkedIn, I'll just refresh that. And click on here, and you can see that the post here got published. It actually cropped this one for some reason. So I need to go and check why that was, but for some reason it hasn't posted it all with a link at the bottom. This worked the other day, so it's interesting. Let's have a look. It shouldn't be adding brackets, because as soon as it adds brackets, LinkedIn does not like that. So let's try one with one that's not got brackets in. I think that's the problem. So, okay, let's try again here. So we need to just edit our content so that it doesn't have brackets for LinkedIn. I thought that was already built in, but possibly not. No, yeah, that should already be built in. But yeah, you can. The way I think I've done it is ask ChatGPT just to not include any brackets. So yeah, that's been published. Let's refresh LinkedIn again here. We'll go to posts. And you can see that one got posted because it didn't have any brackets in. So it's got the link off to the article here, which takes us to Crypto Eagle website. And we can see that got posted. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete these now. Let's just demonstrate that it's working. So we need to do something there to make sure that those brackets don't come in for our LinkedIn posts, but we can do that, no problem. So that's essentially where we got to in our live stream the other day. We're now managing to schedule posts 15 minutes apart, so they don't get posted too frequently. I'll just add that to my list of things that need to be done. So make sure LinkedIn posts don't have brackets. Okay, so in the next live stream, I'm going to be moving this on a little bit more because it's not quite 100% where we need it to be. So the first thing I'm going to do is check that the date essentially is not in the past. So when we've got not the published time. So we've got these scheduled date times. Well, I did this the other day. So these dates are saying the 27th. Really, it's the 30th now. So this time has passed. But when I added a new one, we added it still for the 27th, which was in the past. So really, I need to do a check here to say, is the date in the future or is it in the past? And anyway, once the automation, so this failed because the automation went down for 3 days. When we start running the automation, it'll still only run. It'll work, but it'll run it every 15 minutes as we've set up here, and it'll clear these out. But we don't want to start setting. Really, we don't really want to set these for dates in the past. So, although it would still work, but we're going to get further and further into the past, as time goes on, if we carry on like that. So really want to check if it's the latest post is in the past, then really maybe we should set the next time of posting to like right now, the time that's right now. And then we're kind of back up to speed with where we should be. I want to check another thing here. At the moment, we're just seeing we're just checking that if a post is published, a post is set as approved. We're not actually checking that the date is the right time. So it'll just find an approved one and then post it regardless of the scheduled date time. So we need to add that functionality in. We want to make sure we can add an image to the social posts, not just textual. So we'll take the image from the blog post itself here, and we'll add that to the social media post. And then we want to, just for the meantime, we'll send a list of the scheduled tweets and the times to a specific destination. That could be Discord, Slack, a Word document, wherever you want it to be. This would just be the beginnings of a user interface. I think ultimately we'll try and create a web interface which shows all of the upcoming social posts, a bit like you get in Buffer, with the ability to kind of delete them and edit them within there. And of course, at the moment, this is just working just for LinkedIn. If we want to replace Buffer fully, then we're going to need to add in, X and Facebook and things like that as well. And that's it, other than making sure LinkedIn posts don't have the brackets so they don't get cropped, halfway through a post. So that's where we're at with this build out of kind of creating social media scheduling. If you're interested in this and you'd like to see more, then go ahead and subscribe to the channel. There'll be more live streams. We also have regular videos which go into great detail about automations that we have that I'm creating. Also sign up to the School community. In the URL at the bottom left of your screen there, where there's a whole lot more information. Go to that URL, you'll check it out, you'll be able to see what it's all about. But we're creating a community where we can have discussions and build things together. But also there's a course in there and a whole bunch of other things. So go check that out if you're interested in this kind of content and if you're interested in building AI automations. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you in the next one.